Everyone, thank you. We're getting ready here.
Hello.
We have, hi, this is Christa. We're getting there. We just have a couple more people that we're maybe going to see, although it's like literally 1 minute, but some people have trouble logging on. Like if I had to log on, I wouldn't be logged on yet, right? Thank God for you and Nina.
Yeah, we'll give it a minute. Nina got us all ready for today, but welcome to the Parker Lunch and Learn. It's not a lunch and learn, it's a Zoom and learn.
It originally was a lunch and learn, so we'll talk about that for a couple seconds just before we say hello and everything. It was at the office. It was kind of my idea. I really was really involved in Obagi before I started working at the Parker Clinic. It was something I was really passionate about, and I thought having a lunch and learn with a small little knit group of people in a lunch area, having somebody that was brand new, you know, never done Obagi before, and some of my people that have been with me for years to kind of poke in between some of the new people. It was really, really nice to kind of get everybody introduced with long-term use of the product with somebody who have never used the product before. So that was kind of where this all came from. And then when COVID hit, you know, it was kind of a setback for us, and we decided to do the Zoom. So it's turned out really, really well. I definitely want feedback from you guys. So if you have paper available, if you're not used to emailing me, it's jillg@theparkerclinic.com. I can see I've got just about all of my participants in there now for this session. And you know, the biggest thing with all of this is I want to make sure that you guys feel like you have a lifeline to me. This is kind of a journey. It's medication, it's FDA governed, and you shouldn't be doing it on your own. So today we're going to we changed the format. If you've been with us before, that was Christa. She did a great job for me with that, and really got some new information on some of the new products. But if there's things that you guys want to know about, or things that you're having trouble at home that you're doing that you're just not really sure if you're doing it correctly, please either come in, which is free to see me, no problem, or you know, go ahead and do that Q&A box in the bottom, or the chat, right? It's a chat box. So
yep, chat box.
She'll have an extra computer to watch that, and then we'll sort of write some things down and be able to go over those at the end. We're hoping this will be about an hour. So we're going to get started because I see pretty much everybody is here now. So you can say.
Okay, so welcome to our educational event about Obagi. Pour a glass of wine and wine. Let's learn a little bit about your skin. I'm going to share my screen here and we're going to get started. Where's that share screen? Shoot. Share screen.
Yeah, you hit it. Back. Look at you.
We are not very tech savvy because we're old.
Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. All right, we're getting it.
Hold, please.
Thank goodness for Nina.
That was fun.
Oh. Okay, we've got it now. Let's see if we see.
Oh, hold on.
Almost. It's coming. Okay, now I see it loading. There we go.
There we go. Okay, thank you, Nina.
Thank you. Sorry.
We were great at in person. We're great at skincare. So
yeah,
technology.
Yeah, we need Nina.
My kids have to tell me about this. So welcome. We're glad you're here. Thanks for spending your next hour with us. We're going to talk a little bit about how the skin ages and what, you know, is happening in the skin as it ages. So this picture here has been published in a lot of medical journals and dermatology journals. And this woman actually came to her dermatologist and said, there's a difference between the left side of my cheek and the right side of my cheek. And when you look at this, it probably at first looks like a before and after, right? But it's not a before and after. This woman had a job where for 20 years, the left side of her face faced a window. And this shows you what UV damage can do to the skin. So you look at the left side of her face that faced that window, and the right side of her face doesn't have a lot of that same damage to it. So this kind of allows you to understand a little bit what the UV damage can do in the skin. So it can cause some fine and coarse wrinkling, as we can see here, rough texture. The color just doesn't look vibrant, it's sallow. Irregular pigmentation, so where there's some brown spots here and there. These ride tides, lentiginous keratoses, that's those deep, super deep or big spots or bumps or big, you know, valleys in her skin. The loss of elasticity is what you see here. And then the telangiectasias are little red broken blood vessels. And a lot of people think that's, you know, rosacea or different things like that, but that can also be from sun damage. And then we want to talk a little bit about cosmetic versus medical grade skincare. So if you take a walk through any kind of department store cosmetic counter and you are in their skincare area, you're going to see products that say they do what ours do. They will say, you know, brown spot corrector, collagen booster. Those are some of the ones that I see all the time. And these products put, or these companies like, you know, the major cosmetic companies put a little bit of their proceeds into their legal fund to kind of combat these things that they say, but the marketing is out there. You believe that it's going to do it. You pay for their product. It doesn't do what you say, or they say it's going to do. So you lose a little bit of faith in what the product says. Medical grade skincare, especially skincare that has a prescription to it, is in that, you know, regulated by the FDA skincare, where if it's a prescription, it's going to go inside of a skin cell and correct what's going wrong. So that's the main difference. If you have something where you're physically looking in a mirror and saying, I wish that would change, or I wish that would go away, there is not going to be enough wishes in a cosmetic product to allow that to go away. You need to go into that medical prescription product where it can get in the cell and correct what's going wrong. These are my favorite graphs to talk about how medical grade skincare can work versus any kind of over-the-counter. So when we're looking here on the left of the graph of the damaged skin, the very bottom layer that we're looking at here with the purple cells, that is the bottom of your epidermis, and the major cell there in the purple is the keratinocyte. So when the keratinocyte is kind of damaged from UVA rays, even the DNA structure in that cell is altered, and the cells aren't producing in a nice, you know, round, healthy, plump fashion, and they're not pushed up to the top of the skin like they normally are in young skin. So if you think of like the skin of a baby or of a toddler, or even, you know, of a 10-year-old, that skin is plump and healthy. You almost want to like push on it and squeeze it because it has so much collagen and elastin in there, and it's healthy. It hasn't had enough time to be damaged from UV rays. As the skin in damaged skin is kind of pushed up to the top, it's not pushed up in like this nice healthy fashion or how it's normally pushed up. It's pushed up sluggishly, it gets to the top, and then it doesn't exfoliate off like it should be. A normal keratinocyte will be produced and then exfoliated off within 6 weeks, but in damaged skin, it's between a 3 and 5 month sluggish cycle. So we've got this sluggish cycle of dead skin cells. All these skin cells on the top are really just looking, we really just want them to leave, but a lot of these cosmetic products will be moisturizing them, rehydrating them on the top, kind of giving them what you think is new life, but it's rehydrating by the moisturizers, and there it goes away and there's still dead skin on the top that needs to leave. And then based about 1 every 10 keratinocytes is a cell called the melanocyte. This is the cell that produces pigment in the body. In normal and healthy skin, this cell is producing just the normal amount of pigment that gives you your coloring and dispersing it evenly among those cells. And then all the cells underneath are protected from the sun. So that's our body's natural defense mechanism. But when the cells are either altered by hormones or UV exposure, typically both, like women that have birth control or pregnancy or different hormones going on will have a lot of things going on in this melanocyte. It'll produce too much pigment, disperse it at the top in an uneven spot, and then that starts to get noticed, and you wonder what you can do to fix that. Everything underneath that epidermal layer is where your collagen and elastin lie, and that is produced by the fibroblast. So a lot of these products that claim to build collagen, if you have to think about, they go all the way through these layers of skin to get down inside this cell that hasn't worked in quite a while. and you have to try to trigger that to make new collagen and elastin. And tretinoin, the prescription drug, is really the only FDA-proven drug that does that. So our goal with this main system that we're talking about today, called the Nu-Derm system, will transform this damaged skin into healthy skin, getting rid of that top layer of dead skin cells, fixing the DNA in the keratinocyte so it's making healthy, plump, good cells, pushing them up faster. So we're getting back to a 6-week cycle, and then regulating the melanin within the melanocyte, so it produces the normal amounts of pigment, and then also going inside the the fibroblast, making that cell create collagen and elastin. So really everything that you want and need for healthier skin. So the Nu-Derm system that we're talking about today, it will reduce the signs of aging, improve the appearance of hyperpigmentation by reducing the production of melanin, and it will accelerate cellular turnover, and then it can also reduce acne flares. This is a typical before and after that you would see in a Nu-Derm patient. So this is 8 weeks into the system, and these are typical results that you would see on any patient. We're going to show you a little bit later results from one of Jill's patients.
One thing that I like to say to people is a lot of people have this type of an issue. It's years of sun damage, things that happen as you're a child. You can also see some of the darkness under her eye here has been lightened a little bit. So we do go over how to use the medications properly near the eyes so that you don't end up treating this huge big section of healthy skin, and then we leave this little sunken in area that will start to sort of deteriorate and slide down as the patient ages. You don't want to leave this untreated, because some people will come in and say, you know, I love the system, it's amazing, but my eyes look a little older. And sometimes that's just simply that people didn't put the products in this area. So I usually, even though they say not to, it's kind of an off-label treating thing. It's not something Obagi says, it's something I say. I really think it will help to improve the skin around the eyes, which I think also made this patient look quite younger. Just to have a bright, healthier skin is better. The other thing I want to talk about quickly is lasers. I think a lot of times are very misunderstood. So when you look at the patient before, we'll get a lot of this, people will come in and say, I just want to do something quickly. I just want to do one thing. I want it to be over with, and I want all these years to be gone. And you know, it really can't happen. You can get better, you can look better, but the problem is if you don't have the tools that you need to maintain the progression of the healthy skin, it's really kind of you end up not doing as well as what you wanted to do. So with this system, you have prescription level drugs that we give you dosage and frequencies of so that you can maintain all of the outcomes that you're looking for, whether it's less acne, hyperpigmentation, fine lines, wrinkles, and things like that. So this patient has done well. The other thing is if you laser a skin like this, so if you start with the skincare and you prepare, whether it's for surgery, whether it's for whatever you want to do long-term, when you take a patient from this picture to this picture and there's still more to improve on, if you turn a laser on and you're treating this patient, you're going to get a way longer progression of health with the skin. Everything is going to look better. The doctor's going to be super happy. You're going to be super happy. The money that you spent is just going to be better and better to laser fresh, healthy, live skin. So this is kind of a journey of a lot of products. It is more than what some people use typically, but I feel like long-term, when you see something like this and a transformation in a patient happen, it is something that becomes worth their time. Your skin is healthier, it's younger, and it's just better. And our bodies want to slow down, whether you're a man or a woman, honestly. So it really makes a healthy change in the skin that cannot be repeated by regular over-the-counter products. So that's really why I started doing this educational. It turned into a Zoom, but a class. So we're going to keep moving here.
So there's some products I'll just quickly mention, and then we're going to actually kind of demonstrate a lot of these, but these are kind of some of the ancillary products with the Nu-Derm system. Obagi Hydrate is awesome. It's used as a moisturizer to help you kind of get through the side effects of tretinoin. The Luxe is if you have a little bit drier of skin. It's more of that thicker night cream. It also has some peptides in it that help plump the skin. Again, we're going to go into all of these a little bit, you know, as the demo continues. The Obagi Professional C Serums are some of my favorite products. It's your antioxidant for the skin. 10, 15, and 20% are for dry, normal, or oily skin types. We do want to try to bump you up every time in that process. These do help to kind of lighten, tighten, and brighten the skin. They're amazing. You can't take enough vitamin C orally to get to the benefits of the skin. So everybody should use a C serum. And then the eye cream that we have is called Elastoderm. This eye cream is awesome for working on crow's feet on the side. You can see this it's just a few weeks with this patient who is 63, not using any other products on her skin. And you can see the before and after on these products just for the eye area. This one is also showing the lift here in this eyelid skin. So this product is used lash line to eyebrow all the way around. It's going to lift and tighten, pull out these fine lines and wrinkles, lift and tighten this upper eyelid. So very unique in an eye cream where it's used entire orbital eye area on that.
And back to this too, as well as you see some of this dark in here, you know, every now and again, we'll probably add a little filler there. The doctors would do some of those things. It basically lifts some of what sort of slides down and concaves into the center of the nose up off of your face, just a little. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. But if you are using some of the bleaching agents, some of the retin-A's that can get into that live cell, when you see the difference of what just a eye product can do, it's wonderful. But then when you add the prescription to it, this was formulated to work with some of those items, you know, you're getting the full benefit of everything that you can do. So if you put filler in fresh, live, healthy skin that has then been bleached in this area, you've used retin-A and things like that, or you choose to do a laser and then do some fillers and things, it really makes the outcome of the patient way happier. And, you know, this lady was 56 years old. So I think that's a pretty good baseline for normal treating when people start to notice they're aging a little bit around the eyes.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. And we didn't talk about this before we started, but I'll be 50 this year. Jill's 53. I have been with Obagi 16 years. Jill's been prescribing Obagi to her patients for over 20 years. So these are products we both have hands-on usage with, as well as putting patients usage on. So when it comes to Q&A at the end of this, ask us any questions you want to about ourselves, about what we use, about anything, and we're happy to share that with you. So we're both
Absolutely
using products and recommending products that have worked for us as we, you know, age in life, right?
Yeah. This is actually one of my patients. She was really sweet and let me use her. Good friend of Dr. Reimer. They grew up together. So she was really sweet. When she came in, she just basically said, you know, I just feel like I'm looking a little bit aged. I don't know why. I can't figure it out, you know. Comes from a larger family, really sweet. You know, you can see she's treated her neck as well. And some of this area is even a little bit better. It's funny, when we reviewed her photos, she said, gosh, I don't remember looking like that. So when you turn somebody's skin into just a brighter, healthier version, she might have a couple little freckles if you want to be super picky and pick them out in there somewhere. Those might have been left over from a childhood, and also just her nationality and things like that. She's definitely more in a natural redhead freckle face, very fair, beautiful complexion, low Fitzpatrick color. So when you look at somebody like that who was in the sun, definitely a mom, had children and things like that, you know, that's when a lot of those things can change with us. Our hormones, you know, getting into older years and things like that. I think when the hormones change and the melanocytes and everything get a little off kilter in our system, I think also then, like some of that sun that we did as children, it starts to want to pop out. And then we're like, gosh, this just isn't what I want to be. So again, if you look at this patient, if I did a baseline of this side, and she's wonderful to let me do this, I absolutely love her. And then we take it over here and you say, I'm still going to do a laser. Why not? I'm going to try it. I've spent X amount of dollars on skincare. I've done a couple of peels. I've kept up with my skin, but I think I might want to work on some of these now, or just little things that might be bothering her. Imagine what the laser is going to do to someone who does skin this way, then this way. They may not even get to this point by themselves with a laser. So it's so important that you have the tools that you need at home to do things. I mean, long before COVID was a big thing about being at home. It's really important that you have the tools that you need to take care of yourself, that you're not prisoner to coming here all the time. If you can, you know, afford the luxury of seeing me, that's awesome. I mean, I have some people that I do see on a regular basis. I'm super thankful for them. And then I have some people and they're like, gosh, I just can't, you know. So if I can give somebody the tools to do the best they can when they're not with us, that's also an amazing feeling, because sometimes it's all somebody can do. So I really wanted somebody to see somebody, instead of seeing all the company photos. I don't do boatloads of my own. I have many, but she was really gracious years ago and said yes. And I've kind of just sort of kept her and stopped looking, because it is kind of a dramatic change, and she did what I wanted her to do. And it really was the dosage and frequency of a lot of these products that we're gonna go over and show you.
So that's at what, 12 weeks?
I believe so. It's been a minute since I've reviewed some of that, but she got there really quickly. And then we did some other things. I maybe did a peel or two. Sometimes people think they love their freckles because their freckles keep them in a ways people may associate those with youth. The problem is when we get to my age and a little bit older, they sort of cross into like, what is a freckle and what is a dark spot? And that's a very hard thing, so you never want to offend anybody, but you can certainly see that on this side, she just looks healthier and feels better about herself. So it just becomes very important to people eventually to keep that healthy progression of the skin going. I may add, if there were any things in here like actinic keratosis and things of that nature that would be dermatology, Nu-Derm will burn through that. It will help you actually have a dermatology correction a little bit, and then also help with the healthy progression of all of the cosmetic benefit as well. So if you're trying to do both of those things, it really is beneficial for both. Forward.
Yes. We will do, okay, so the rest we're just going to do with us. So this is what the full Nu-Derm system kit looks like. It's in this nice big box where it has everything for you. Slide the top off. So anybody new to Obagi would want to start on this system. So we'll go through the system. The first thing in it is the cleanser. We have a foaming gel for normal to oily skin, a gentle cleanser for normal to dry. There are two different kits. We'll just ask you a few questions to figure out which kit is best for you. After that is the toner for for all skin types. We just want to regulate the pH after we cleanse the skin so the prescription products can penetrate. After that is number 3 clear. That's done morning and night, and everything does have a number on it. It says AM and PM on it. And then we also have a book that we give you and we kind of walk you through it. So this is not something where we send you home and you're on your own. Jill will help you through this process. You'll have follow-ups that are complimentary to get you up and running and make sure everything is going good. So because these are drugs with their tretinoin and these also 2 prescriptions, these are products that Jill will hold your hand through. She'll get you up and acclimated to them and get you through any side effects that you might have.
There's a little book inside here, you guys, and I just don't know who's new and who isn't. I can see some names I certainly recognize, but what I basically do is I say AM and PM are all of the products that we have. So some of these actually have the little AM and PM symbol on them, which is very helpful when you get home, but the book actually has an AM listing and a PM listing. So what I do is check mark that. I also go ahead and decide, what the dosage and the frequency is of each of the medications. So to kind of let you understand, like some people will say, look, I use a moisturizer, if that, and I use Dove soap, okay? So I'm like, oh boy, this is a little bit big of a journey. So, when you think about though, how someone got to the level that they got to, when you see that before and after, it takes work. So I think it's kind of a partnership. And the good thing about it is when you start to see a difference, back to that beginning of cosmeceutical and pharmaceutical products, when you see a pharmacy grade product working, it is amazing. I mean, people are like, I didn't know my skin could be like this. I mean, I thought I played tennis, I was on the golf course, I was on vacation. I really didn't know this was achievable. And then you can still add fillers and Botox and the doctors and the lasers, and you're like, geez, this is like amazing. So it really gets you to a good place of it becomes worth it. So one thing I'll say, and I see my one little customer, she is there. So she was here the other day and I said, so how do you keep up with what you do? How do you know when you want to do your skincare? And she said, I set an alarm in my phone and it says, get your skin together. So she's probably laughing in her living room. And what I used to say to people was, when your kids are cleaning up dinner and things like that, go ahead and go do your skin. So when you know that it's time to load the dishwasher and you're going to put things away, don't wait until after bath and after homework and all those things if you're a stay-at-home, mom with your kids, because you're going to miss the boat and you're going to be too tired. It is step intensive a little bit, but once you start with it, what happens is your skin gets better and better over time. And it does become a little step less intensive if you want it to be. Unfortunately, to be honest, most people actually kind of, you know, keep accelerating forward and do a little bit more, and they never thought they would. I mean, most people say, I bought this and I really intended not to use it. I did it because I liked you so much. I wanted to spend time with you, but honestly, this has been one of the best things I've ever done for myself. So it really makes me feel good over the years to really take people to a good skincare, you know, health and things like that. So, all right.
Okay, so looking back at the kit, we've got the we're going on numbers. The number 3 is a product called Clear, and that helps to lift and erase any visible brown spots or pigmentation you have in your skin. The number 4 is the exfoliator that helps to lift all of the dead skin cells that we showed on that graph that are ready to come out. Blender is a product that we mix with the tretinoin, and we have 3 different strengths of tretinoin, and then we also have an alternative that we can also put you on that's not as aggressive, that will get you there just a little bit slower. This is a prescription and this is a prescription. So a dual prescription mixed together. We treat the skin at night. That helps with cellular turnover, building collagen, building elastin, and helping that future pigment from coming out. Hydrate is our moisturizer, also sold in the kit to help you with some of these side effects, because prescription drugs, especially tretinoin, they can be a little bit irritating. It is a vitamin A product. Nobody's really allergic to this product. It's just an irritating product. You have to build up your tolerance, and we'll help you get through that. And then the SPF 50 sunscreen matte sold in the kit. It's just a great sunscreen. It really goes in there. You can't see it on there, and it just helps protect for everything we're doing to correct. You need to prevent as well. That's the kit. We do match the appropriate strength of tretinoin. Again, there's 3 different strengths: 0.1 for oily, melasma, thick skin, 0.05 for normal skin, and 0.025 for that kind of thinner skin or sensitive skin. We also have a product called Retivance. That's one of my favorites. And this product is if for some reason or another you just absolutely don't want to go through the side effects of tretinoin, we have Retivance. It's a 1% retinaldehyde, and you won't have any side effects. I use this product around my eyes, down my neck, on the super sensitive areas of skin, and there's no side effects. So we can get you through this. We'll also talk about if you've been on Obagi for a while and aren't using Retin-A every day, where to use this product as well.
Yeah, so if you have a night off of Retin-A, if you're doing 7 nights a week, then stay with it. If you're somebody that's doing 7 nights a week with this, no need for this necessarily, unless you'd like to do some retinol or a retinaldehyde around your eyes. And sometimes this, people just, they have trouble with it on their neck. So this is a wonderful neck product, especially in the winter. Summertime, when it's more humid, it's a little bit easier to use the products, but this is really, really wonderful. So if you don't have this yet, or if you're somebody that had to back down a little bit because we just came through that really bad winter, it's almost like we were in Arizona or Colorado with the crazy dryness. This will allow you to kind of build back up a little bit more. And so you could, you know, not lessen the dosage of this, but maybe the frequency of it and add this in. So you would do Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night sort of a thing, and move it forward.
Yeah.
I don't think I said in the beginning of this one, I apologize, that you can have free consultations as well. So if you're brand new, you've never used this and you're like, I think I want to do it, but I have no idea what to do. All you have to do is make an appointment. You can come in. Christa will be here with me the next 2 days. They're free. You just basically, you know, show up. We'll give you a time, call the desk, and you can come. We'll check mark the book we spoke about. We'll make sure you totally understand it. And the most important part is following up 4 to 6 weeks after, so that I can see how your journey has been, what's been going on, and all of that. A very direct way to find me is jillg@theparkerclinic.com. So over the next 2 days, I actually have patients, but she's going to be here with me as kind of my right hand helping me. And we're going to try to get as many people on that aren't on. And then the follow-up is critical, because it will really help you to kind of focus and be able to know what you're doing. So it's very important. A lot of people say, I tried to use Retin-A for years, I wasn't able to do it. Like, I can't believe that I can now actually do it. It's really kind of mind-blowing to me. So it's really just kind of combining some of these other products that we were going to start to sort of go through and talk to you about. Christa sort of showed you this one.
We also have a little trial kit on the Nu-Derm system. So if you're not ready to dive fully into the full size, there is this 68-week trial.
Yep.
So you can get started on the Nu-Derm system with a tretinoin for around $300 versus the $500 mark.
It has a large clear in there, which is so important. Clear is something that is the surface bleach, and you're actually treating that morning and night. So it has the most amount of dosage and frequency level on it.
And again, the tretinoin does come, we just don't put it in the kit. It's separate because we need to match the correct prescription strength to your skin type.
When you buy the skincare this way, you can also use your HSA card, which is really nice for people. It's all encompassed inside, so it is considered prescription because it is monitored by the doctor. So anything that's got the prescription drugs in there, the small ones do not have moisturizer. So if you're dry, you're going to want to do the this one with the Luxe, and if you're not dry, just the Hydrate is fine.
Buy that separately.
Some people buy the large kit and that comes in it, and then they like this for nighttime. So it's really going to help you to sort of push through some of that Retin-A kickback that you'll end up getting as you're moving forward in the process.
The Retin-A for sure is an irritating product. But once you get through that side effect profile, anywhere between 6 and 8, maybe 10 weeks tops, it depends on how often you use it. So your skin will actually adjust to it the more you use it. So if you get on board and you start using it and your skin starts adjusting, we're going to be in that 6 to 8 week time span of side effects, flaking, peeling, redness, totally normal, not allergic. Everybody, it's vitamin A, guys. So it's just, you know, irritating. We can get you through it. The products like Hydrate and Hydrate Luxe will also do that. If for sure you can't handle any of the side effects, we can put you on Retivance. You won't have any flaking, peeling, or anything like that. No side effects. And it'll just take a little bit longer to get you where we want to go, but we can do that as well. If you've been on Obagi forever, if you've been one of Jill's clients that's followed her throughout the years, and you've been on Obagi and you're like, well, you know, maybe I'm adding in the tretinoin or the Retin-A once or twice a week, add in the Retivance because you want to get vitamin A in your skin nightly. I've been with Obagi 16 years. I put this in my skin 2-3 times a week, and every other night I do this. And even when I'm putting this on my cheeks and my forehead and my chin and my nose, I'm circling back with Retivance on my eyes and my neck. So people always ask me what I'm doing. That's kind of my secret. These two are the two that I could not live without to age with.
And one question that I get all the time is, should I stop in the summer? No. The biggest thing you don't want to not do is use your sunscreen, and you want to reapply your sunscreen. So humidity, warm weather, all of those things are on your side to be able to do those kind of things, to be able to really push forward. So we'll start with this one. This is a new product.
So everybody always asks, what's new with Obagi? Obagi's been around 30 years. We have a full pipeline of products and procedures coming that you'll be super excited to hear about. But our newest product is called Obagi Hydra Drops. You guys, look at how pretty this bottle is. These are oil, you know, immersed in this water technology. It's a brand new technology to deliver product this way. And inside these little oil capsules is vitamin B, also known as niacin, which is going to help with redness, hibiscus oil, and abyssinian oil. And it looks like this when you put it on the skin. And then these yellow oil modules burst when they come onto the skin. So they're putting these antioxidants and moisture onto the skin, all within this water base. So when I first got this product on my hands, I was like, oh, that's nice and everything. I like it. I'm oily. It felt great with that water base. But my daughter, who's 17, who's had issues with acne, loved it. And then Jill's daughter, Tori, actually loved it. So we're finding that this younger age group that has had some issues with oiliness or acne are really liking the moisture that it provides in this water base. So there's no slick, there's no added breakouts, there's no nothing, and it just gives you this nice glow. So it can be used, but I'm saying that so it can be used with any skin type. But some of these younger patients are really enjoying this product as well.
Yes, so you could do it as a boost to like the hydration, or you could do it in place of the hydration as a younger patient, and you won't feel like you're breaking out. Like the younger kids that can't tolerate Retin-A or that can't tolerate some things get really upset that they can't get through it. They don't have a moisturizer that they can use. That's a very good pair. It really, really helps. So it's going to help a younger patient because they have more oil and things like that in their skin. And it's going to help an older patient as a boost to the moisturizers. So that's a good thing. This is another great product for oilier patients. It's going to be the cleansing wipes. Great for face, body, after you work out. If you're outside, you're doing things and you're like, I just need to wipe my face off. It does have the sal acid in it, 2%, right?
Yep, these are the acne wipes with 2% salicylic acid. My 19-year-old that works out at the gym was having problems with back, knee, and other issues, and he started doing these wipes pull out and they're big. You can get your whole back, your whole chest, and your whole face, and his acne cleared up within a couple weeks of adding these into his kind of gym bag routine. Same with my daughter and her cheer bag.
Great for after yoga, that kind of thing. These are going to be the plain ones, fine for eye makeup removing. Don't want to do the acne ones for eye makeup removing. They'll burn pretty good. You know, removing sunscreen at the pool. If you're at the pool and you're like, all right, I put my sunscreen on 14 times. I need to really kind of like wash my face and I don't want to go in the water, get my hair wet. I don't want to be a mess. You can actually kind of wash your face quickly after yoga and things like that, or at the pool. It's really bad. People have just kind of left them. The biggest issue with a lot of these is you have to close them. When you peel this little flip thing up, they can get dried out if they're going to sit outside. So these are great for on the go. They're great for flying. They don't weigh a ton, things like that. So they're also available in the Obagi line.
And then we talked about the Elastoderm eye cream. So I just wanted you to kind of see it. It's a huge jar of eye cream. It looks like this. You will actually,
yeah, so nice.
It's so light and it will go on, you know, just a little bit goes a long ways. This eye cream will last you about 6 months. So this is an awesome product. Again, lash line to eyebrow, lifting and tightening upper eyelid, works on crow's feet around the side and underneath. I'm about 6 months behind on my Botox. You can see I'm turning 50. This product has worked. I've used it for about 10 years.
And a lot of people used to put it here. They were kind of putting it here and a little bit on their neck.
Yeah, people always wanted us to put it where we want Elastoderm for the full face. So when we launched that, that's the Elastoderm facial serum. That's also one of our newer products. This is your gift with purchase for a $500 purchase, and that you will achieve that with a large kit. So you will get this product with that.
It's a $200 item that you would get free, which is great. And you do get points on the Obagi app. If you don't have the app yet, we'll have the front desk get you enrolled in that, but you really get, it's a great way to get points and you get full size products. So if you haven't registered for that yet, maybe make yourself a little note next to Jill G at theparkerclinic.com. You put that down, Obagi Premier Points. We want to make sure that anytime you buy anything at a reputable physician, you know, anything like that, if you live in Florida part-time, Arizona part-time, I have people that I see that live in different parts of the country, they do buy things sometimes from other practices and they get their points. Buying things online and things like that, sometimes you're going to get things old. You're going to get, I've had people call and they're like, I couldn't afford, I just wanted to, you know, do it this way. And really it's better to do it if you can do it at some of these events where you get free product. Sometimes we offer discounts, Black Fridays, things like that once in a while. You know, it just helps to kind of tally those points, and they're going to do it all for you. If you guys are already enrolled, the desk is going to do it. Christa's going to take care of it corporately for me. So I'm hoping that for any of you guys that are in Cleveland, if you're going to buy, I really want you to be able to get your gift we'll show you the bag. And then anything that I just want you to pick it up. The post office has been really difficult. So we've sent some things, not from Obagi, but just for other customers. And they're like, you guys, I still don't have it. I'm still getting Christmas cards in the mail. I got a Christmas card like a week and a half ago and I was like, holy cow. So it's just, you know, a big shipment like that could get lost. It's extremely expensive. And so if at all possible, we would love it for you guys to be able to pick it up with the gifts. I think I left that out. So she's going to show you what the serum looks like on her hand.
Yeah, so this is our Elastoderm facial serum. It pumps out a nice serum and you would put this on your entire face. I love it on my neck and chest as well. So anybody that's concerned about tech neck, this product is really great if you're kind of feeling like there's some lines or some looseness in your neck. That's my favorite product there. But on the full face, it's going to help with crepiness, firming the skin, laxity, lifting, tightening. So again, one of our newer products, people have been asking it for over a decade. Put that Elastoderm eye cream into a full serum. We did it. Again, free gift with purchase over $500, or you can definitely purchase that on your own.
I saw one thing that somebody wanted to know how long the kits last.
Oh yeah, we're going to definitely answer any Q&As that come into this chat box. We're going to do that in just probably 5 minutes, but the full kit lasts 3 to 5 months. The products that are twice a day, like the clear or the cleanser, may run out around 3 to 4. The products that are once a day will last closer to 5 or 6. So you're getting a good amount of time with that initial investment on that full size kit. For the dollar value, the full size kit is the way to go.
A lot of people, once travel opens back up, or if they have homes in different areas, they take a smaller size. If they have a home in the Carolinas, you know, Arizona, whatever, they might take the smaller ones there, and then they kind of move moisturizer, Retin-A, vitamin C, sunscreens, things like that back and forth. The smaller ones fly easier for sure, and you can, it's not, the weight isn't as big of a deal. So
now we're going to talk about our vitamin C line. So we have 3 different serums. This is the 15% here. We have 10, 15, and 20. 10 for dry skin, 15 for normal, 20 for oilier or thicker skin. And then we also have our vitamin C and our peptide complex. Everyone should use a vitamin C serum. So the serum kind of comes out in the serum dropper. I actually like to apply the dropper right to my face and go from there. You'll get used to, like, it kind of starts to drop out, so you got to get the timing right. But I put the dropper right to my face, and I just go face, under eye, neck, and chest. And it's literally the best preventative type of product you can put on your skin. This and sunscreen is your prevention.
if you're worried about it running straight down, because it is very watery, especially that formula,
Yeah,
put it on the back of your hand and put it on that way.
yeah. Any product that you want to put on your face, put on the back of your
You
hand,
just don't want it in your eyes.
and then start to put it on your skin. It will,
Yep.
it will go on
That's
that way. It won't sink into your skin.
And if you're someone that's super sensitive, this cream formula tends to kind of move you into those stronger liquids. Some people will say, oh, it's so spicy, it's so burny. When you're going through a transition of Retin-A and your skin is sensitive, those are going to feel like hot salsa a little bit, those liquid C's, but they're great. So this won't feel like that. So sometimes I have you actually rotate them a little bit. You don't want to use vitamin C's with your tretinoins at the same time. They just don't play well. Right?
You can do the vitamin C in the morning, the tretinoin at night.
Yes.
Yep. If you're going through a really peeling stage of Retin-A and you put a vitamin C serum on, you're going to feel it. It's for sure. It's an L-ascorbic acid. So when we're talking about vitamin C's are everywhere. The key takeaways with vitamin C is you can't take enough orally in a medicine or a vitamin to get to the layers of your skin. And then also any vitamin C really that's put on the skin that's not an L-ascorbic acid formulation, your skin doesn't really know what to do with it. So it will take it in, but it doesn't really know what to do with it. So in the terms of putting things on the skin that are beneficial, we want to add in the L-ascorbic acid.
This is another one that we have.
Yeah, it's the 30% L-ascorbic acid microdermabrasion scrub and mask. It's a mouthful. It's a product that people asked from us for years. Do you have a scrub? Do you have a mask? Do you have a this? So we put this formulation of a 30% vitamin C into this product because there's no water in it, so it keeps it stable. And what you do is you take some of the product out with a little scooper that comes, make it pliable in your hands with some warm water, and then apply to damp skin. You want to rub it in because you're going to get those microdermabrasion crystals kind of moving and going and exfoliating that dead skin. About 30 seconds if you have sensitive to dry skin, 60 seconds for normal to oily skin, and then you're going to leave it on your skin about 10 to 15 minutes. Again, it can have some like zingers and spiciness because again, we're talking 30% L-ascorbic acid. Leave it on as long as you're comfortable with, and then remove it with a warm washcloth to get it off. I like to do it, you know, on nights when I'm taking a bath or doing a hair mask, whatever fits in your schedule. It's a nice refresher. It's going to leave your skin really bright and get
really
that
does.
glow look off your
Sometimes
skin.
even if you don't want to wear a lot of makeup to an event, you just want your skin to look amazing and you have really good skin, you've made your skin journey, you're like, I just want to look bright. I want to look like I have a filter on. You can put that on, do your eyes, do your lips. You don't even sometimes even need foundation, just a nice little tinted sunscreen and you're off to your event, and it looks much better than having a bunch of makeup on. So we're going to move into our sunscreens. The sunscreen that comes in the kit is always this one. It's their standard. It's wonderful. It is very white. I'm not going to lie. So
It's not white, it's matte.
It's matte. I feel like it's white. Anyway, it's white in color. So these are a little bit different. I think they feel a little more luxurious. I think they feel a little more like you have tinted moisturizer on. I don't feel like you have sunscreen on, but you do. And a lot of times, if I can remove that feeling of sunscreen for people, they love it. And they'll actually reapply it, which is what I really need you to do. So if you're gonna go to work until noon and go play golf at 1, you need sunscreen on again. You can't have had your sunscreen on at 6 a.m. and then go play golf and it still is going to work. So you need to keep reapplying. Meeting a friend for lunch, you still need to reapply, especially since patios are gonna open and things like that and not too long from now. So our little lineups are gonna be the cool tint. It's definitely got more of that blue cool hue to it.
Yeah.
So if you have any warmth in your skin at all, this is not for you. It would be the kind of person that if they put this on, they'd feel like their face doesn't match their neck. It's perfect for that person and they love it. It completely disappears. You can't even see it. It's really crazy. This one is the same way. It's going to make you look a little tiny tan, but not really. It disappears. It really matches. You can try them. Shane actually helps people try some of these colors. We don't have testers anymore in the lobby because of COVID. So if you come in, we can make you little samples. Sometimes they make samples and we get them that way, not always. But these were on back order for a really long time and boy, did people miss them. They also have the infrared protection. So if you tend to get post hyperpigmentation from redness and things like that, you can prevent that inflammatory redness, hyperpigmentation with these types of sunscreens.
Yep. I always say if you tend to wear like more browns or bronzy color makeups, go for the warm. If you tend to wear more pastels in your makeup, then you'd be a cool tint. So that's a good, safe way to go.
Yep.
Cool. And then our newest one.
So it's my favorite, honestly. I love it.
People always want to know what's new. This is our Susan Obagi Physical Defense SPF 50 with a tint. It has a universal tint, just one. It goes on kind of like a liquid makeup.
But it's not white.
Yep.
And even on my hand, if you can kind of see the color, you might think, it's a little yellow, it's kind of weird, whatever. It will totally and completely go away as I sit here and rub it.
Well, you put on enough for 2 people.
I'll put on enough for 2 people, yeah. It is thin, which is another reason I like it. So
yeah, like a liquid makeup.
Right, this one is going to be thicker. It really and truly is. People love it, don't get me wrong. Anybody that's got like maybe African-American type coloring, things like that, I feel like this blends on them a little nicer. The clear can make them look a little chalky and white. So this is something that's really great. It's ocean friendly, right?
Yep.
Reef friendly.
No chemical components to this sunscreen whatsoever. So if you're going on vacation, if you're worried about the reefs, I know 2 years ago when my kids and I went snorkeling, I couldn't wear anything that had any kind of chemical component to it. And yeah, that's the universal signal for sunscreen. So it's going to guard you against any infrared light, any light from your computer, the lights above you, any kind of visible light, and then infrared, everything. So you want protection with no chemicals. This is your way to go. Susan Obagi tinted sunscreen.
Love it. It's a great, great product. So I feel like, it's also easy to reapply and it's not as white. Oh yes, this is one of my faves. Okay, so this is also prescription. This is water-based or plain oil, normal to dry. So it's the only one on the market that has 4% hydroquinone in there, and it also has vitamin C. It's going to be in your 10% zone, but that's all right. It's great for someone who's had a lot of pigment and they don't want to use the kit yet. Young, maybe early 20s, they're still tanning, they're not wearing sunscreen. Or you're going to add it as a booster to your clear and blender in your kit. Once you get rid of the major pigment, you could switch into the other vitamin C's if you want to. But this is like a one of a kind, one of the only ones on the market, and is definitely the only water-based one that is great for oily or probable breakout patients. So like, if you have, you're breaking out maybe during menopause and you never did as a younger adult, it's great. I mean, really, really wonderful. Can you add anything to it that you?
I love it as well for people that have been on Nu-Derm for a really long time,
yes,
and they're looking to simplify. So on a maintenance routine, you can get rid of your vitamin C and your clear and use this. I use the one for oily skin daily, and it just keeps your skin light and bright and prevents any pigmentation from coming out. When you first start, you really need the clear and the blender and all of those things. But if you're looking to maintain after you've been on Nu-Derm for quite a while, that's good. Or if you also have just a ton of pigment when you're starting Nu-Derm, this is a vitamin C that's going to help give you another defense mechanism on pigment. So it's good for lots of things. I actually have a lot of people that love this for their husbands because it's a 2-in-1, vitamin C and hydroquinone. So it's going to lighten, tighten, brighten. So they can do that, and then a sunscreen, and they're good for the day. So it's going to prevent, it's going to correct. It's really awesome.
Really great product. And this is not on shelves. It's also going to be back in our pharmacy. So here we have our own pharmacy. So you're going to have like any type of 4% hydroquinones and things like that. If you've been on Nu-Derm a while, you've got some stubborn spots, things like that. We also have other items that would be in our pharmacy that we can have you talk to the doctors about to try to eliminate some of that. A lot of times that's like melasma and different things that are just very hard to get rid of, typically foreheads and things like that, that might give us a little bit of long-term problems. So we're going to get into our question and answers now. We have a few.
And a lot of times when people hear pharmacy or prescription, they think, oh, well, my insurance can cover it. But any kind of product that we're talking about now, or disease state or skin type, is all considered anti-aging. Insurance companies don't cover any of these products, even though they're prescription.
HSAs, that's something that I recommend. So those large kits, because you have prescription in there, they do come from our pharmacy, and you can use your HSA on that. We did get a question here.
Okay, so we're going to start the Q&A section. If you have any questions, put them in the chat box, put them in the Q&A box. We're going to do live Q&A now. We had some already sent into us, so we'll address those first.
Is it okay to use my products on my neck and my chest? And the answer to that is yes. The biggest issue with your neck is going to be, and chest actually, is going to be the Retin-A. So we have to do it slow, and we want to sort of liquefy it a little bit if we can, maybe adding a moisturizer to it and things like that. The drops would be great to kind of add to it. At least once or twice a week, if you can do your neck and your chest with the tretinoin, would be wonderful. If you can't, then we're going to kind of stay with this as in place of your tretinoin from here down, under eyes, things like that. This will also help to simplify and sort of mask a little bit of how you're feeling, but also I think this is a big one because it really just helps with the dryness in general. I think you'll almost feel like when you wash your face after using this, even if you use it alone, you still have moisturizer on. You feel all that beautiful hyaluronic feeling to it, to your skin. So it almost doesn't allow it to feel and get dry for you. So now we're gonna go to the next one.
Okay, so the first question is, what happens when you stop using the product? Are there setbacks you can see? So if you are using all of these products and you correct your skin and then you stop, your skin will start to age in the same process that it started to age before that. So our goal is with this product is to get your skin reversed from damaged skin to healthy skin. And then what you can do is go on a maintenance routine, which Jill will help you get to, where you're not using every product every day for the rest of your life. You can add in the prescription products a couple times a week, and Jill will put you on a maintenance routine that works for you, works for your skin, works for your lifestyle. If you want to add any other product or procedure or different things like that, she'll work with you and get you there, but we'll get your skin corrected. We never want you to stop. So that would be like putting the brakes on your progression on anything. So imagine you start a workout routine and you stop. What's going to happen? You're going to put the weight back on. So it is an ongoing process, and there are certain products we would want you to always have in your skin, at least, if not always, a couple times a week, like Retin-A. So when people ask me all the time, like my daughter's one friend, Ava, cannot fathom how I am going to be 50 this year. And she's like, but you look different than my mom. I'm like, honey, and I tried to talk to her about all these different things, but Retin-A is the answer to anti-aging. And if you stop putting that in your skin, your skin will start to show more of the signs of aging. So start with it and then continue with it, and Jill will get you on a maintenance routine that works for your skin, your lifestyle, your budget.
I had some people quit and they came in to say they were sorry, and it was funny. I was okay, but they were like, I'm not happy now. I don't know why I did that. And I said, well, your good skin carried you for a while. And then you started using over the counter products and your skin started to build back up. So sometimes it's good for a little science project if you're not really sure, you don't remember how far you got, to kind of see. And it does let people see that you're not going to do that again. I don't even need to say anything, quite honestly. And it is a lot of work. It is definitely a lot of products, but I do feel that when you see such a difference, like some of those before and afters that you were seeing, it makes it worth the time, you know, and you're doing it at home. You're not constantly like having to come and do something if you don't want to. And it gives such a boost to everything else you do cosmetically. When I first started doing a lot of this, it was with a plastic surgeon. So if you go and have a facelift, if any of you are in that category, I love them. They're very, I mean, you need to go to a great person and all of that. But if you don't take care of your skin and you just stretch out a big, huge dark spot, you can have beautiful symmetry and your skin can be bad. And that, you know, that's several $100,000 that you've been doing and thinking and, you know, spending. And then you're like, gosh, like I still don't feel better. I don't know what it is. And a lot of times it really is just your skin. It's kind of amazing what a change that will do for people just to make you feel healthier and brighter. Your friends will say something. It's how I end up with family members and people that can't wait to, you know, come and see me because they just see how great their friend looks. And they're like, I can't believe you just like wash your face. Like, I don't understand. So it's more than that once you actually realize it. But, you know, long term, it really makes a big difference. So
one of my favorite accounts in Pittsburgh, the plastic surgeon said, I won't put anyone through surgery if they don't do Obagi first, because it's like painting on a dirty canvas. So he's like, I can lift and tighten, make things okay, but their face still looks bad. So he makes everyone do Obagi for at least 6 to 8 weeks before a facelift, and then the overall result is better. And if you think about that, and when it's applied to Botox and filler and all of those things that we're doing, because not everybody's doing the facelifts, we're doing these non-invasive procedures. Obagi is going to give you that clean canvas, so everything you do looks better. So the next one, I think we addressed that, but how long does the full package last? 3 to 5 months. Some products will run out.
Yeah, I'd even think 5 to 6 sometimes. You know, you'll come in for toner or face wash, things that you're going through a little faster. It depends on each individual dosage and frequency of what each patient is doing. So that kind of is how it varies a little bit.
And everything can be purchased individually. So you buy the full kit once, and then when you run out, you buy any individual product. Right. The name of the lighter retinol product around the eye, it's called Retivance. The funny thing about Retivance is it's actually a full prescription strength higher than a retinol. And that's what I love so much about this product. It's a really unique product. You can't buy a retinol and get the amount of vitamin A you're getting from this product. It's a super sensitive product to make with, an expensive product to make with retinol because it's not highly used, but Dr. Obagi formulated this in a really unique fashion where it feels like liquid silk when you put it on.
It feels like a makeup primer.
Yep.
Smooth, smooth, smooth. Somebody said something about for extra sensitive skin. I think
this one you can definitely use.
Definitely this one. But you would just maybe slowly use it in place of the Retin-A. And for more sensitive skin, you could start in this zone, although I usually do not have you do that. I don't know where the 0.5 is. It must be back here. Sorry. I can't see it. The 0.5 is going to be where you would really start, and you would kind of rotate it a little bit. So one night you would do the 0.5 and one night you would do this, and that will really kind of help you to move forward and achieve what you're trying to do. I have had people start with just this. It's okay, but I want you to do more. If you want to get a good change in your skin, you need to create one. And it's something that I have to be able to teach you how to do. And you got to look at the days of the week. You know, right now your mask is covering over 50% of your face. So if you're red, you're peeling, you know, you won't always be red and peeling on the top as much. You know, sometimes around your family and things like that. But I think if you can really get to the point where you're trying to turn those cells over, you can always add some peels. You can add some other things here that will allow you to get your results a little bit faster if you want to do it that way.
Yeah. We had a question about, can you schedule an appointment with Jill tonight? If you could please just email Jill G at theparkerclinic.com, and we will get you scheduled on. You could also come in the next 2 days, and I'll be here as well if you want to kind of get started on the product and need to get walked through everything.
And anybody that sees her, I mean, she really is my right-hand person with all of this. I do have a full clinical load of patients, but I'm definitely going to at least jump in there, say hello. You can email at any time. I check my emails even on the weekends. It goes off in my phone, kind of like a text. So, I mean, I'm constantly keeping up with people in the beginning, and it's fine. It's what I've done for years. And it's really why I have a lot of happy, healthy faces running around. So once you get going, you'll kind of start managing yourself, and you really won't need me that much, but it'll be really great to kind of have a lot of the, you know, figuring it out in the beginning and what do I do's and things like that.
What step would you add eye cream? So we will give you a booklet when you start on the products. And the eye cream can go one of 2 places. It can go in the morning right after your vitamin C serum before you do the clear, but I actually like to put it on right before the sunscreen. And then at night as well, get all your actives and your prescriptions in there, and then do the eye cream, and then moisturizer as your last. So we'll guide you through that.
Yeah, the book, I think I mentioned in the beginning, but some of you guys maybe have never seen it. It actually has AM and PM in the book, and then each product, most of them have AM and PM on them. So I actually check mark the book, and you'll know exactly what to do with it.
So for sensitive skin, what are the major side effects? So I read this survey before where like 80% of people think they have sensitive skin. I had sensitive skin when I started on Obagi 16 years ago, and I started on the lowest strength thinking, oh, I can't handle retin A. And then I peeled and had redness and flaking. Those are the major side effects. Peeling, redness, flaking. If you think of that graph of all the dead skin cells at the top, and we want to move them up and out, and we're moving up the cells quicker and faster because that's giving us healthy skin, that's okay. We want redness, peeling, flaking. But every time you bump up from each strength, you're going to have the same side effects. So those are the side effects. If you're
not manageable though.
Yeah, we can
not something that, I mean, it's
especially with the moisturizers.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is you really want to do it inside. You either want to make a change or you don't. I mean, it's that simple, honestly. If it's something that you look in the mirror and you're like, you know what, I'm so happy with my skin, you know. You can also do peels, and peels will actually take a bunch of that dead skin. When we showed those graphs, it'll take that dead skin from the top down. The retin A is bringing it from the bottom up. So essentially what we're doing is we're closing in on that smashed gap that we saw that we didn't like. You have to keep transitioning all of that dead old stuff out. So I try to teach people, it's like out with the old, in with the new. Eventually you'll have new, fresh, healthy skin at the surface, and all you need to do is keep it that way. It's not difficult anymore. People will actually come in towards the end of their journey and be like, oh, I'm kind of scared. Is my skin going to go back to the way it was? I'm not peeling. I haven't peeled in months, you know? I'm like, nope, you're actually just fine, you know? So some people tend to, you know, maybe dial it back a little, and other people tend to step it up some. They're like, God, if I can look this great, I'm going to keep going, you know? So there are things that you can do in either direction. It kind of, you know, money, time, and all of those kind of things. But I think once somebody really wants to do something in their heart, it makes all the difference in the world when you can physically see a change on your own face. I know husbands say things. I know kids say, you don't look so tired anymore, Mom, or things like that, you know? I mean, it makes people feel better. So it makes it worth your time. It really does.
Okay, we're getting a question about how does the all over program work with deep skin tones. So several years ago, I had the opportunity to go to Bermuda to train some of our top accounts. And in Bermuda, you have Fitzpatrick 1 and 6 and nothing in between. Lightest of the light, darkest of the dark. And I saw how our products and even our deeper peels can work on both skin types. And they work beautifully on the darker skin types. So it will even out some of the patches that are darker, and you just want to have that even skin tone. And from my experience, even the higher strength tretinoins work very well as well. So you can have some beautiful results where your skin coloring is more of an even tone. And I've seen it work beautifully in the Fitzpatrick 5 and 6.
Yeah, a couple of my African-American clients that I had early on said, I go get my eyebrows waxed, and right where my eyebrows are waxed is the same color as my chest that never sees sun in my fanny. Why is that? And I'm like, well, did you wear sunscreen as a kid? And they're like, no, you know, and I don't wear it now. And so as we've lightened and started to change that skin, the face that didn't match right here is now matching the brows and everywhere else. And they feel much better about it. I mean, You do hear the word bleach and you're scared because you don't want to ruin the beautiful texture and tone of the skin, and it doesn't. And the reason that the 1% tretinoins are typically better for my beautiful African-American people is because they have a lot more oil in their skin. So sometimes they'll plop down and they're 75, 85, and you think they're 50. I mean, you're like, 75, how in the world is that even possible? And they have no filler, no Botox, and they just look amazing. It's the beautiful oil and all of the healthy things that they have in their skin that sometimes Caucasian people don't always have. Different nationalities, we have dryness and things like that. So you need a stronger retin-A on a patient like that to make that pigment and everything kind of come up and function more properly. It's just things that need to be kind of gone over at the consultations. So.
The other question that pertains to that was, how does the sunscreen affect? And actually, this matte sunscreen was brought on at the Cleveland Clinic for their darker Fitzpatrick's. And Jill mentioned like this one is white. It goes on white, but I want to show you how it absorbs into the skin. So some of the tinted ones don't work, but this matte one actually blends. You can't see a thing on the skin. So this is actually the one in the kit is what I would recommend for the darker Fitzpatrick. It blends, you can't see it at all. There's no shine. I love this for the oilier skin and the darker skin. You can't see it at all. With a mask, is there increased chance for irritation? So that mask does have a high vitamin C at 30%. While it's on, you can almost feel, we call them like zingers. Like,
oh, I'm wondering if they mean mask.
Oh,
are you meaning mask?
In this area, I'm thinking mask with Obagi.
So because I worked for a surgeon for many years, a lot of my friends are anesthesiologists. They're in, the ORs, and masks have been a pain in the neck for all of my medical friends for years. So the rest of us that don't have to do it, it holds in all your little air. So you're breathing in that warm, hot air. I think that's what the patient was meaning. I'm not sure. Okay. The vitamin C mask is the 30%, same kind of thing. So yes, it can. I would just encourage you to get it down as much as you can when you're home. If you're a swing nurse, if you know you're going to be in the OR, maybe don't use the retin-A leading up to, yes, face, she said, okay, thank you. Like if you're leading up to those days of needing to work and being, I'm in mine all day, I'm around her all the time, so that's why we don't have ours on. When we are in front of patients and things like that, I wear it a lot, and I've almost had more of like a chemically induced rosacea. I've had to have some cilantro prescribed for me and things that I have never used in the past. And so it's just something that it does, but I think as we move, hopefully we can get outside a little bit. You can be at restaurants and sit outside and maybe have the mask off a little more. If you know you're going to be in an OR setting and you have to have it on, and you're stuck in the office with it on, maybe don't piggyback the usage of the tretinoins so close to your 12-hour days or 8-hour days of masks, because it's hot for me. I mean, I am positive it's hot for me. So hopefully it's going to get a little bit better as people get vaccinated and things start to move forward a little bit. So we're kind of hoping on that.
Okay. How long does it take to get on the maintenance plan? So that's something that you and Jill would discover together. And we say typically 6 months to a year of using it. But again, everybody gets to the point of using tretinoin every day at a different level. Everybody gets to their end result level, and sometimes it's a progression. So, we'll take that as it comes.
And there's not that many things that I eliminate, to be honest. I mean, I don't eliminate them unless you feel that you just don't really need them. I have people that come in that have beautiful skin that still use clear every day. They're like, I just do. It helps me. I feel like it keeps me brighter. I like it. If it's more of a money thing, and that's totally fine, no judgment whatsoever. I'm just saying, if it's more that, we can certainly eliminate some things and make other things a little bit stronger to sort of curb, those issues. I've got plenty of single moms and things like that. That's great. We can do some of those things, but long-term, most people, to be totally honest, once they get really great skin, they're not really looking to do less. I don't really have that. I'll maybe have people stop me in the hallway and say, I picked up A, B, and C. Is that right? Is that okay? And they look good. So maybe you're not going to use as heavy of moisturizers. I have people that thought they were going to use moisturizer for the rest of their life, and they actually don't use it as much as they used to. They love the vitamin C's more. They like some of the peptide serums, the Elastoderm serum. So that, believe it or not, even my heavy moisturized people sometimes back down from some of those. But you're not really eliminating a ton of things. You may eliminate the amount that you use or how often, but not completely, I would say, to be totally honest.
Okay, I use the eye cream before the vitamin C. Is that incorrect? I would do the C serum before the Elastoderm. So it's a serum.
Yeah, if you want it
cream.
on by your eyes, if you're going to put the C on by, I mean, so the theory with the C's is that they get in faster. I think in the book, it actually has eye cream listed first. I don't know that the serum is going to go through the eye cream is what she's saying. So when something is water-based, it's more liquid, it's fine. You're going to do it right after the toner. It goes in. Anything that's more in that watery zone, you want to do first. So if you're putting the vitamin C around the eyes, and not everybody can, then, you know, I think it's more important for the retin-A, the clear and things like that to be around the eyes, and then the eye cream with it. So if you did eye cream first, it would water it down a little bit and it would make it a little easier to have it in the eye area.
Okay, next question. Is there amount of time in between applying each of the steps that we should be mindful of?
Not really, no. Some people feel like there is. I've not really ran into that. You know, just there are times when you're going to do tretinoin and blender and you're putting it over the clear and you're like, oh my goodness, my face is white like a ghost. So just leave it. Just let it go. Maybe throw on your pajamas shirt, do something, take off your day clothes. If it's dinner and kids are cleaning, or you set your alarm and it's check my skin time. You know, let that sit for a few minutes and then to put on a moisturizer if you want. When this first came out years ago, there was no moisturizer. So all of those medical products sat there and you just kind of look like little Casper a little bit. You could roll your fingertips and try to put it in if you want. You don't have to. If you're home and you're not going to see anybody, leave it and then put the moisturizer on right before bed. You could leave the meds on that way. If I have people with really heavy duty pigment and they're having a hard time, some stubborn areas, I usually recommend that just to not water the retin-A down. I don't know that it is watering the retin-A down, but when it first came out 30 years ago, it wasn't available unless you bought one from another line. So I just get a little old school with it, and it actually seems to work. So it's just something that you can do, you know, to try to help the side effects of that. But I would say you can just keep going. It won't water anything too much. It won't make anything not work. And you definitely want to add, like we said, extra for down here. The 0.5 gram is typically a dosage of something, and it's like the line on your fingertip. You just don't want to do a little tiny dot. You actually want it to be a little more. If you've got a lot of pigment and it's really a lot, you're going to maybe do even a little more than that. So then you're really going to have the Casper look. You're going to, because they don't have water transport carriers and things in them because they're medication. So it's a little bit different when it gets on the skin.
Another question. My daughter bought the kit for me. Can I come in for a free consult? You know,
of course.
As long as the kit was bought from here,
yeah,
you can have a free consult.
I have a feeling I know who that is. Actually, I think it was for me. I waited on someone recently. People start to run together a little bit, but I'm pretty sure somebody got one for their mom or for their, yeah. Somebody got some permanent makeup and got something else done and then wanted to bring their moms. I'm thinking it's a Willoughby person. I'm not sure. But anyway, you know, we can do something, you know, right? I don't want you to have something that you don't know how to use. Certainly, I feel like I'm one of the best people to help you with it. And I don't want you to have, you know, something that you can't use that was bought as a gift. So more than anything, it would probably start a longer partnership with me anyway. So I would be happy to help you in any way I could. That would be fine.
So right now we've answered all of the, yep, we've done all those. If there's any more, please shoot them in. After the event is over, you can call the Parker Clinic for any orders or questions. You can email Jill G at theparkerclinic.com. And I'm going to be working with her over the next couple of days to get any orders filled, any questions answered, and anyone on the product or anything that you need. After that, we didn't necessarily talk about the specials. So if you spend $200 or more, you get a free Elastoderm, vitamin, it's getting late, vitamin C scrub. That's an $85 value. You spend $300 or more, you get the vitamin C serum, actually the 20%, that's $126 value.
And this one right here.
And then if you spend $500 or more, you get the Elastoderm facial serum for free, and that is a $200 value on your free purchase. And then everyone for attending that purchases anything will get a Obagi hand sanitizer, a sample of the scrub, and a sample of the eye cream. And then travel size products of our cleanser, toner, and sunscreen. These are each valued at $15 each. In a cosmetic bag, so you're getting a total value in product of around $80, as well as the free gift. So if there are Any other questions? I'm going to look one more time at the
And the other big
boxes.
thing is just make sure that, you know, you follow up. They're free. You know, so if they say they're going to charge you a $75 fee, sometimes the desk, they have rules, they follow them. They're awesome. I don't want to mess them up. So what I would do with that is, especially if someone's brand new, what happens is, you know, it'll go towards what you purchase. You won't spend $75 just to see me for that. Let's say you come and you're like, gosh, I just don't know if it's for me. I can't do all of that. I'm sorry. Then you can spend it on whatever else you were doing, you know, anything, you know, in the practice. I don't, you know, hold you prisoner with it or anything. And then, you know, we kind of want to close these numbers out probably by Friday. It's just easier for us. I would say we really want to try to do it by Friday. So instead of big discounts and things like that, we're trying to give you free product, free full-size product. And the other thing is don't forget, you will get your points. So we need to do that Obagi Premier Points app, and those really tally up well. I mean, I have patients that have thousands of points that they're like, I could get stuff for my, you know, mom for Mother's Day for free. I could do this, I could do that. So, you know, you really can use those. And don't forget about using your HSAs if you guys have those. That really helps take some hit out of the wallet if you've set, you know, put aside pre-tax dollars to use that for medical issues. And there was another one that popped and I missed it.
More questions. So there's a question that goes into a routine for acne using Epiduo and Duotone. Sorry, I can't pronounce that correctly. And will Retin-A affect that with side effects? Absolutely, it will.
Yeah,
if you're using any kind of drying agent like a benzoyl peroxide. We actually have a benzoyl peroxide line in our acne line that I use on my chin. Still during those time periods, and you can get a little bit dry and a little bit flaky. Jill will get you up and running on the Nu-Derm system and tell you exactly where to put your prescription drugs. So if you have prescriptions for any other product or any other concern like acne or anything, Jill will work with you and get you up and running on those to get you so it all works out fine.
Some of them may have Retin-A in them, tretinoin in them. So if that's the case, we'll probably rotate it depending on how high it is. Some of those creams that are blended are usually in this 2.5 zone. I just have to see it, unless you're talking about one that's encapsulated in a little microsphere. Micro Retin-A is a 0.8, but
one of them might have the synthesized vitamin A called adapalene in it, and that actually does nothing for anti-aging. I actually used to sell that one before Obagi a long time ago. So if you're on any kind of different product and you're also concerned about anti-aging, we're going to want to switch you over to tretinoin just because it does not do anything for anti-aging. Should the orders be placed on the Parker Skin Clinic website? No.
We'll just reach out to you. So if you go ahead and say, email me, jillg@parkerclinic.com. Christa will reach out to you over the next couple of days. You can always say, please call me at this number. If you kind of know what you want, like I want the kid, I want normal to dry. The only thing that it's difficult is somebody says, I want Retin-A. Well, I don't know what level, things like that. So a lot of times we're going to need to be able to see you. We probably would have you come in for a quick consultation just so that we can check mark the book if you're a brand new user and things like that. If you're a patient who's used it, you know, you just know you want to buy stuff for your husband, your kids, your this, your that, you can just go ahead and order. But I do want you guys to be specific, and you already know what I mean, like a 20% C, a 1% tretinoin, like you guys have the verbiage down usually and know what you want. So that just needs to be pretty specific, because I sort of missed the boat last year and people were just saying, oh, vitamin C, oh, tretinoin. And I'm like, oh boy, because I just didn't know the amounts, especially if it's for a gift or if it's, you know, you're going to buy it for your daughter or something.
Yep. So call in and leave a voicemail for Jill with your order, or that you want a phone call. Email Jill at jillg@the Clinic that you want either a phone call, a follow-up, or what your order is, and I will give you a call and get your credit card information. We're asking people to pick up the orders this year if possible. If you can't, we will ship them. It's easier to pick it up, especially with the mail delay. Your free gift and everything will be in your purchase. We will get your points logged for you. You don't even have to come in the building to do that. We will do that for you.
She's going to do that corporately through the emails that way, right?
Unless you're brand new to Obagi, and we do need to get you up and running on the app. So we'll probably have you come in to check out if you're brand
And
new.
if you're brand new, you have to come in anyway so that we can see you. So that's yeah. And then of course, make sure you think about it as you get started, do your month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that follow up. So I can really see how you've been doing and things like that. So I hope this is okay to conclude. I don't want to like close down if anybody isn't sure, but
Yeah, are there
any more questions at all?
We are here for you for the next 10 minutes if you have any more questions at all. If anybody wants to come in person again the next 2 days, I'll be here most of those days. So most of the time during those days, you can pop in, you can call, but you can stop in and get a consultation as well.
Okay. And if you call the desk, they probably will tell you I'm busy. So just say, you want to see Christa, and I'll go ahead and try to pop in and say hello, and we'll get you guys taken care of. Thank you so much for joining this again. For those of you that have come back, we so appreciate the loyalty. And for those of you that are new, we can't wait to get you started and get all your new healthy skin on its way. So we will you can do, I am in Willoughby next Tuesday. If you want to see me there, we could do that.
I will be in Beechwood though the next 2 days.
Yes, we are in Beechwood the next 2 days. So you can follow up with me in Willoughby, and I do go to our Westlake office. Yes.
Does the program
2
help
days
with
a month.
hormonal acne? Absolutely.
Yes, it
I am
does.
100% in that stage right now.
Yes. Oh, you're welcome. We're glad you guys, we've gotten a lot of really nice little messages. So thank you so much. It's been really great. And we will look forward to doing this again next year, and come in anytime because I'm here all the time and I'm at all 3 locations. So I'd love to help you guys anytime you're ready.
Yes,
Thanks.
thank you so much. Have a great night.
Have a good night.